Polo.
Hey.
What's up?
Had a new jacket? I
Uh,
haven't seen that recently.
I'm not ready.
I'll see how about $500.
Hang on a second.
Yeah. Well, you know how they do it, right? Buy, sell, for resale.
You're good.
What's the ball for that one then?
If you sign it, you can sell it for $1,000.
Compliance?
Thanks.
No. Here we go.
You ready? How about now? Good? All right. Questions for Coach?
Challenges against the Temple brings?
The physicality that they play with, older bunch, same challenge that we have against most teams. I think maybe the second youngest team in our league is maybe Wichita. But other than that, veteran guys. I spoke to Coach McKee about this last summer when he first got the job, that it's a veterans league, so they're going to tell the older guys to beat up on the young guys for sure. That's a concern.
I heard you say on the radio last night you're going to start doing some things differently to get control of the turnovers. Is that just to talk
Yeah, we kind of narrowed the playbook down to really small, a couple things that they can call or that they can do, and then I'll control the rest. We'll see how it works.
You alluded to the fact that the teams that turn the ball over the least are usually the ones where there's like one ball. Is that on the table?
That isn't on the table yet,
Right.
but if we can't accomplish what we're trying to do right now, then I might have to, because the reason why you have so many turnovers is because so many guys are loose with the basketball and they're not really being responsible with the reins of what the freedom that we're giving them.
Down the stretch, you have 5 more games against the top half of the league, some of those on the road. Is that a blessing or a curse? Like a blessing because you can catch up, I guess, quicker, and then it's just a harder schedule.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, obviously you want to be able to play the better teams late, so that you can kind of shift things in the rankings and in conference. So you give yourself a chance. So no matter what happens up until that point when you start playing those teams, you can say, hey, we got a chance to bounce back against these guys, and there won't be any motivational problems, which there shouldn't be any more against those top teams.
Heading back to your turnovers, how much of that is pace-based, and how fine a line is that? Because I know you want to run, but do you have to rein them in more in orchestrate?
I think a lot of it is pace, but we want to play fast. And then the second part of that is they got to make better decisions. They're thinking that they can accomplish anything. Freshmen, like I made this pass all the time in high school, where a guy makes up for it with speed and athleticism and takes that pass. That's the one thing that they haven't noticed about this level. And I will have to take over the reins more if it continues to happen, because you can't keep giving the ball away like that.
I heard what you said on the radio last night about Jaden and why he started the other day. If you care to say any more about that. And then
Well, I mean, it's first of all, I put him out there because I felt like he could stretch the defense, and he's not going to play big minutes anyway because he's a jump shooter and he's a playmaker. But also because he was born autistic, and then by 3rd, 4th grade, he got better. So I thought that was pretty cool, because me and Darby talk about it. Darby Rich, because he has a son who was born autistic and has autism, so we talk about it all the time. But I thought that was pretty cool for that to happen, because I knew he wasn't going to hurt us in any kind of way by starting.
will he start tomorrow?
That I don't know. That I don't know yet.
Do you have any care to weigh in on what's going on with the Grizzlies and Iguodala?
No. I'm staying far away from that.
If you didn't start Jaden, which way would you go?
That's what we're trying to see right now. It could be Jaden again. We don't know. We'll see. But I definitely want to do that last game, but I really don't know yet. We'll find out today.
What's the determining factor on that?
That's my feel. My feel of who meshes well with that group. It's all about chemistry with me. That's why I keep certain guys on the bench and certain guys start. I tried to start that as one group, and then the chemistry of the bench was off a little bit. So Alex went back to the bench because I felt like he and Tyler just played great together coming off the bench during that 10-game win streak. They both were playing exceptionally well. It seemed like the chemistry was more than who started, because those guys play starter minutes anyway.
You don't weigh in on the merits of the Iguodala thing. In terms of the swagger, though, that Ja brings, you believe in swagger?
For sure. I mean, that's who you are. You created yourself in a life where you've gone from nothing to something, and now that people try to challenge you basketball-wise, when you're growing up, everybody's like, he's the #1 player in the country. Okay, I want to challenge him. So yeah, Ja brought that swagger from college. He played with that swagger in college and brought that same swagger to the Grizzlies, and that's why he's a big reason why they're being successful this year.
You talked about DJ and how much it kind of hurts to lose him. What's sort of the strategy going forward on how to, because obviously he's a great offensive player, sort of how you replace what he's been able to do?
Man, that's hard to do. It's hard to replace DJ Jeffries, but by committee, we can do small things. Lance Thomas's emergence right now at this time has definitely been welcome because he's a guy that can stretch the defense, and he's believing himself to have 5 blocks last game. I mean, come on. He had 14 points and 5 blocks. That's pretty good, and he has the confidence and the swag that now I belong, because he felt like he didn't belong because he was letting himself down and the team down. And just that one game turned everything in the right direction for him. So I would say all of those guys.
You've had different players had to sit with injury. Malcolm sat the first part of the season, and Leland Lester, and they've all come back and said they saw the game differently from the bench. And what do you think that DJ can pick up from watching the game from the bench instead of actually being on?
Man, he can pick up so much. You know, offensively, how we work the spacing, certain plays we ran for him, how it actually looks with other people running it. Defensively, the weak side help defense and the communication, how important it is. And I think that, you know, unfortunately for him being out, but it's still an opportunity for him to learn the game more, study tape more, and when he comes back, he'll have a better understanding. So he'll need all of that for sure.
You guys came in as the big dogs with the recruiting class. Now it feels like you are the underdogs. Does it feel like that to you?
Oh, for sure. Obviously, when you lose James and then DJ gets injured, well, even when we lost James before DJ got injured, it just seemed like it switched from us being the favorites to okay, they're just okay. We dropped 12 spots in the rankings, so they showed us who we really think you guys are. And from that point, the guys, I realized that they were saying that we don't think you guys are good anymore because you guys lost James. Now losing DJ, even more of the underdogs, but that's what drives me and the staff, and hopefully drives the guys.
Will it be satisfying if this group could get itself into the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, that's what our goal is. I mean, we're still fighting. We understand that the season isn't over, and we're still in a pretty good position if we take care of home and then win some games on the road against some big teams.
Could Malcolm be more important tomorrow night because of his physicality?
Malcolm is always important. Malcolm is, like I said, I've had Malcolm since 9th grade. He's a kid that he's never been lost of confidence, but I think now, not being able to do the things that he wants to do, kind of frustrates him. So he kind of goes up and down, and we're just going to continue to support him. But we signed him and wanted him here because we knew that he could do the things like he did in those couple minutes, those 2 huge block shots, one being on SportsCenter. And then sometimes during the game, he gets so frustrated that he shuts himself down. So we're working with him on that, but he's a big key for us in my mind.
When he shuts himself down, but you need him to go on the floor to be productive, and what can you tell him, or what can you do to get him to snap back into it?
Well, that's pretty much our whole team. All the freshmen kind of do that. And all you can say is go out there and just let the basketball do the talking, and we'll worry about everything else later. Just next play mentality. So we try to have all the young guys kind of self-destruct sometimes when things don't go their way or they feel like they're letting the team down, and then they shut down. We're trying to encourage them not to. Just next play mentality. Go on to the next play.
Who, out of the freshmen, I guess, who's adjusting to that the best?
The next play mentality, probably Damian Ball. Yeah, Damian Ball's a kid that he's on to the next play.
All right. Anything else for Coach?
Thanks.